So we just spent 6 weeks bombing Iran's nuclear program. And as of today, nobody knows where the 972 pounds of near weapons grade uranium is. Not the CIA, not the Pentagon, not the IAEA. And that's not a footnote. That's a story. I'm Jared Majewski. I spent 23 years working in the nuclear power industry. I've worked around this material. I know what it takes to track it, secure it, and verify it. And I know what happens when it gets in the wrong hands. And I'm telling you today, folks, if we cannot find and verify this material, we didn't solve anything in Iran. Now, here's what we know, and here's where we are right now. The Islamabad talks collapsed after 21 hours. No deal. We have a ceasefire until April 21st. And we have a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz that's being operated by the United States Navy. But that uranium, not accounted for. Now, before the 2025 strikes in June, the IAEA documented that 440 kilograms or 972 pounds of uranium that was enriched to 60% was being held by Iran. That's not a technical detail. That is a loaded weapon waiting for just one more step. At 60%, that uranium, is about 99% of the work done. One cascade of advanced centrifuge, and that stockpile turns into weapons-grade material in a matter of weeks. Now, what's changed is that before the strikes, the IAEA had cameras on site. They had tamper seals on the containers. They had inspectors that were there multiple times a week. But that entire system went dark on June 13th when Iran cut off access. And 10 months later, no inspections, no verification, and no continuity of knowledge. And once that's lost, I don't know if we get it back. Now, if you rewind the day before the bombing started, you had satellite imaging showing trucks moving containers into the ground. And they moved it before we hit the sites. Now, officials on the U.S. side said they saw no indication that the material was moved, but the IAEA says that it was. And today, no one has physically verified the stockpile. And folks, the talks didn't collapse over sanctions or shipping lanes. They collapsed over uranium. And the United States demanded that Iran give it up, and they said no. And that's what broke the deal. And if you think about that, we bombed their program, we killed their leadership, and pushed them to the table, and they still walked away. But they walked away probably in control of this material, which ultimately is leverage. Their scientists are probably still there with the knowledge, and that uranium is probably sitting somewhere underground. And satellite imagery from this month shows that Iran was reinforcing tunnels with berms and barriers and checkpoints, as if they're hardening some site. And if they are, it's because they know exactly what the material is worth. Now, we have to understand that reality, because we cannot solve this from the air. If we strike bunkers that have nuclear material, then we risk contamination. And the only way to physically secure this material is through a ground operation with heavy equipment inside the country. And that would be one of the most complex operations that we could attempt, especially with our military. And Iran knows this, which is why they're negotiating so hard and making this tougher on us. So the situation stripped down is that we don't have the material, we can't verify it, and Iran won't give it up. That's where we are. Now, if this kind of analysis matters to you, the reality of politics and nuclear behind the headlines, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Now, here's what has to happen. First, we need those IAEA inspectors back, unrestricted, no guide tours, no satellite guesses, but on the ground, able to verify physically. Second, we need a public accounting of this material because the American people funded the operation and we deserve to know if this objective that we paid for was achieved. Supposedly the administration is saying that they know where the uranium is, but the IAEA is saying that it's uncertain. And these two things cannot be true simultaneously. Now, third, we need some transparency in our negotiations, because that uranium, if it becomes part of the deal, which it should be, part of sanctions relief or security guarantees or whatever it is, that can't happen behind closed doors, because we cannot risk bombing nuclear infrastructure and then handling the outcome in the dark. We have a ceasefire April 21st. We have talks that could restart this week. There's still a path forward, but in this situation with nuclear material, hope isn't a safety standard. Verification is. And right now, we don't have verification. So keep an eye on the inspections, watch for the accounting of this material, and watch who ends up controlling it, because that's the true story. I'm Jared Majewski, and look forward to seeing you again.